Hey everyone, my name is Matt. Welcome to my shop. Today is November 9th and this is my weekly shop update. So I literally just hit the publish button on my hardwood flooring video. I'm so excited to get that out there and get that behind me because that was quite the involved edit. There was a lot of stuff going on there, like months of footage and lots of clips, and to try and get all that information and everything condensed into one video was a little bit of a challenge, but I got it done and I'm really happy with the results, so I hope you enjoyed that one. A quick announcement, I was on the Wood Talk podcast this week. That was episode 284, 282, something like that. I'll have a link in the description to that. You can listen to that directly online, or if you listen to a lot of podcasts, you can subscribe to the Wood Talk podcast if you don't already in your favorite podcast app. That was really exciting for me. I've been listening to Wood Talk for years and years and years now, and it was really cool to be on there talking with Shannon and Mark. Just a lot of fun, great experience, and thank you to them for having me on their show. Again, if you want to listen to that, link in the description to that. So probably the biggest thing this week is I got the crib all finished up. Well, almost finished up, as we'll see as we go upstairs and take a look at it. But let's go take a look at that, and yeah. So here is the completed crib, or at least it's kind of complete. There's one detail that I want to add. On the fronts here, when the mattress is at this height, you can see the support beam running right here, but there is no support beam over here. So I'm thinking for balance sake, just for design aesthetics, I want to put a false support beam right there just to balance things out. And I'll show you how I'm going to attach that when we get into the actual crib support or the mattress support. But from last week, I added all of the pins to all the corners. Take a look at those. Those are all the brass pins that hold the front and back assemblies onto the side assemblies. And those I just polished up on my buffing wheel. Alright, so let's get this baby out of there and take a look at the actual mattress support system. Let me pull this mattress out of here. And when I made the frame for this, or the whole crib frame, I made it so that this mattress would fit in here really snugly, so that there's no way for like hands or feet to get trapped between the mattress and the spindles or the side of the frame or something like that. So the mattress support, the mattress itself sits on these shiplap boards that are resting on this cleat that is in both of the support rails. And I think once I get the false rail attached along here, I'll actually screw these down so that they're not going to go anywhere. Not that they're going to go anywhere now, but just, why not? And I was thinking for the false rail, what I would do is actually glue a piece of walnut to the edge of one of these pieces, and then that'll actually sit down in there and make it look like that the support rail goes all the way around on all four sides. Now the support rails themselves are actually attached to the legs with these bolts here, and those are just go into a threaded hole in the leg. And right now I just have two adjustment points. I have this height here, and then I have a adjustment point all the way down there. There it is, below the pins there. And I figure I'll see how that is. If I need to, I can always add another one in the middle there, but for now I just have those two adjustment heights. So just that one little detail to add before I'll take my final product photos, and then that project will be totally done. JR hasn't slept in it yet at night. He's taken some naps in it. Seems to like it. Seems to be pretty effective, and the crib itself is plenty strong. I was up in there playing around in it, so there's that test. So the other thing this week that you probably saw was my log lifting arch. I posted a video about that, a quick one about the arch later last week towards the end of the week. I posted a quick video of my first test of that. And the great thing that I absolutely love about doing these videos is you can post a video and you can have so many amazing suggestions and feedback and all kinds of different ideas that you can really kind of pull from and kind of pick your favorite ideas to improve what you're trying to do. The one piece of feedback, or the one little thing that everyone kind of had a suggestion based on was the fact that the logs and the arch actually slam down onto the bed of the trailer once it gets past the tipping point or the vertical point of that arch. And I kind of thought that that wasn't really going to be that much of a problem, and it ended up that it wasn't. So the issue with that is, well, twofold. One, the logs were just chained too high, and two, those logs are just way too light. The ones that I showed in that video were maybe 150, 200 pounds at the most. They're not heavy enough. So this past weekend on Saturday, I actually went out and picked up a walnut log. It was an 18-inch diameter walnut log, and the one log was 4 feet long and the other one was 8 feet long. And the 8-foot-long log should be about 800 pounds. So I had figured what happened with a log of some serious mass or a decent amount of mass is that as the arch comes up and passes vertical, the weight of the log actually keeps the arch from falling down. And that's exactly what happened. The log came up and then it just kind of sat there. Now, I did have a problem with the arch, and I'm glad that I got out there to try it. So there was a failure point on that thing, and that was the ramp mounts. You can see this one here. It actually broke off. And I think that was a combination of a few things. One, that mount point was pretty weak, and I'll show you what exactly happened on the trailer to rip that mount off. And two, I think I actually pulled the arch too far forward in my haste. I was kind of in a rush to get that log on the trailer because the homeowner that we picked it up from was kind of anxious for us to get it out of there without damaging the lawn. So, yeah, a little bit of rush there. I probably should have stopped winching when I did, or before I did, and I think the winching actually broke a lot of these welds on this mount. And then check out what happened to the pin. So let me take you out there and show you what exactly happened to this mount point. So here's a look at where this actually broke off. So the structure, I guess, here, which I didn't realize before, was this is the frame, or the tube for the frame, and I think this sits inside of the C-channel, which is part of the frame as well. And then what this was actually welded to was just an 1/8-inch cap that goes on top of this piece of tubing. And that's actually what broke. It was this 1/8-inch stuff here. And this wasn't welded on very well either. It has this side plate, which I think was supposed to give it a little more structure, but they only tacked it right here, and that tack didn't actually grab anything. So this is just sheared right off. So I'll have to come up with some different way to hook these things on here. I might reuse these if I can get these things cleaned up all right, because they do work fine. They're pretty thick. But I also heard, I forgot who said it, but a shackle mount might work well as well. I can just weld that around to here. But I think first I'll take this plate off of here and see what the structure is like under there, if I have to change, and the actual structure in the back here. But we'll see. Otherwise though, worked great. I know a few people have suggested maybe putting the arch on the bed itself, but I really like the idea of having the mounts on the back of the trailer, on that back beam there, because then the whole bed of the trailer is flat and you don't have these things mounted to the bed of the trailer. The other thing with that is the way that the trailer is made, there is a piece of metal on the underside, so the two halves of that trailer are basically a torsion box. So I can't reinforce or even see what the structure is like wherever I want to mount these, if I want to mount these on the bed of the trailer. If it was open, I could see underneath there. I could probably add some more structural members in there to make that mount point a little more strong, but I can't see that. All I can see is what's on the back of the trailer there along that back beam. So I think that's probably gonna be the most structurally best place to mount these things. It is what it is, and I'll make it better. The other thing I did is I picked up a nice big deep cycle marine battery for the winch, and that helped a lot as well. So those walnut logs actually milled up over the weekend. They're already milled up, they're already stickered and drying. So I'm going to do a quick video this week about that whole process, taking the log arch out, showing the winching process, and then the milling process as well on those logs. So I think that's about it for this week. Thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments about anything I talked about today or anything here in my shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I appreciate those, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. Until next time, happy woodworking.